Hey guys, so at this point in time, you have listened to the profile career essay instructions, but now we've got to talk about a profile essay and what does that look like? And what does that mean when you go to gather your primary research and interview for your profile essay? So let's talk about the basic understandings. For the purposes of this course, your profile essay should be focused on a person and their career path. You should ensure that it approaches this focus and thesis. Why did you choose this path? And how did you know it was right for you? You have to be able to conduct an interview, you guys. And I would really prefer this to be in person, but I can be flexible. You can do a Zoom or over the phone, but keep in mind, and we're going to talk about this more when we talk about the elements. When you write a profile, it's best to be able to really see the person visually. What is their body language doing? What is their tone of voice? How are they reacting to the setting? Are they pouring coffee while they're talking to you? Are they fidgeting with their pen? You just really lack some of the sensory details that you can get from a face-to-face interview. And then keep in mind, you should only interview one person. We only want to have one focus point. So now let's talk about those elements and why that in-person interview can be so effective. So in your profile, you need to be giving me some vivid descriptions. For example, instead of just telling me what they said, consider something like this. He stopped and scratched his chin to think. Okay, this gives details about what that person looked like. How did they say it and not just what they said? Also consider giving me details of what the person looked like, how they dressed, their gestures. Guys, this really plays into who they are in their career. If you're interviewing a mechanic, a big part of who that person is being a part of the mechanic shop, right? What do they wear that looks different than a teacher? How does their environment influence what they're doing and who they are? Consider descriptions. Think about all 5 of your senses and really exaggerate those ideas in your mind. Oftentimes, especially when we're in environments that we're comfortable with, we don't realize how much we engage and interact with those environments. So I really want you to watch those people. What does their day-to-day look like? What do their movements look like? How are they responding to the environment around them? And you might not be doing it at work. You might be doing it in the comfort of their home. But again, you're still going to see involvements in those interactions that help give us a better sense of that person. You need to be considering quotations, summaries, and paraphrases from the person you interviewed. These should be properly structured using quotation marks and punctuation marks. Think about your transitions. He said, he thoughtfully answered. She wanted to make sure I knew. She hesitated to say. Okay, think about those transitions as you move into those direct quotes. Think about a clear organization plan. Are you going to do it chronologically? Are you going to start from the moment you walked into the interview until you ended? Or are you going to do this topically? Are you going to organize the paper by topics and go about it in that way? It doesn't really matter which organizational plan you choose, but be consistent, okay? Be consistent in whatever route you choose to take. And then also be consistent in your role as the interviewer and observer. Are you going to be silent and are you never going to tell us what you did or how you responded or the questions you asked? Or are you going to include your own thoughts as the time progresses and the topics progress? Whatever you choose to do, the big message I want you to hear is to be consistent in that. And then how to interview. Guys, wherever you go, or even if it's via Zoom, I want you to look at the setting, describe the place, describe the noise that's going on. Think about any details that someone would want to know to picture the place that you're interviewing. And then consider the person. Describe their appearance, describe their tone or voice, describe their body language. And then remember, these are just a few important takeaways before you interview someone. Always make an appointment that's convenient to their schedule. A lot of these people are hard workers, and it might be really hard for them to juggle work and their life outside of work. So make sure that you're really kind in your request, and be sure to really make sure that you're being flexible with what they need. Use professional skills when you go to the interview. Dress your best, be prepared, have your notebook and your pencil. Show that you have that you are really taking this seriously, and that you are being an active listener. Nod your head, engage with them. Take notes while you're hearing them talk. Take notes before they talk. Take notes after they talk. Put your phone away. I cannot stress this enough, y'all. I know that all of us struggle with being attached to those cellular devices. I am among them. But stick it away for a little bit when you're interviewing people and trying to figure out these really important ideas about what they're trying to share. Focus on what they're saying and how they're saying it. That gives you a deeper level of description. And then consider using a recording device if they're willing. A lot of times when we're in the moment, whether it's nerves or trying to do too many things at once, we don't remember all the details. But having a recording device can help you remember things after the interview took place, when you need to go back and come up with some more ideas. Guys, I hope this was helpful. If you need any more assistance or have questions with your interview, don't hesitate to ask.